Welcome everyone to 284 News. My name is Javon Wilson.
I'm Kamal Haynes.
And I'm Ron Grant.
And we are so thrilled and happy to be coming to you live out of the beautiful British Virgin Islands. The content continues via our website, 284media.com.
In today's news, the 2021 to 2022 academic school year to commence from August 23rd with face-to-face instruction set to recommence from September 6th.
We also see the East End Long Look Sewage project, long overdue of course, finally underway according to the government of the Virgin Islands.
And the Elmhurst High School will be the only school utilizing shift system in the 2021-2022 academic school year, and they're also set to complete full construction works for their project for 2022.
And on the international scene, new headlines. CDC is now urging pregnant mothers to get vaccinated following high infection rates.
And last but not least, the BVI experiencing spike in criminal cases involving persons with mental illness, with approximately 15 reports over the past 3 weeks. All this and more when 284 News returns.
You value traditions. Today, you value music. You value education. Family.
I love you.
Service.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
Well, welcome viewers. It's Wednesday, August 11th, 2021. I'm Kamal Haynes.
And my name is Javon Wilson. Another beautiful day here in the Virgin Islands. So happy to get into today's dose of 284 News. Now, topping our headlines, we see a deadline quickly approaching. That is this Friday, August 13th, the very last day to register for the BVI USVI vaccination initiative. Of course, this is in accordance with the timelines being set by the U.S. Virgin Islands that must be adhered to. So again, persons who are now interested in heading to the USVI for that Johnson & Johnson or Pfizer shot must register via the government's website by Friday, August 13th. And of course, new developments regarding the vaccine in pregnant women. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, is now urging all pregnant women to get the COVID-19 vaccine, as hospitals in hotspots around the U.S. are now seeing disturbing numbers of unvaccinated mothers to be seriously ill with the virus. Expectant women run a higher risk of severe illness and pregnancy complications from the coronavirus, including perhaps miscarriages and stillbirths, but their vaccination rates are very, very low, with only just about 23% having received at least one dose. This is according to data from the CDC. So definitely new developments. We're going to keep you posted on those as time goes by.
Our viewers started with some local news from the school system, where all schools in the British Virgin Islands will be allowed to reopen for the 2021 to 2022 academic school year with face-to-face instruction from Monday, September 6th. But this announcement was made by Education Minister Dr. Natalia Wheatley during a late-night press conference on Tuesday, August 10th. Take a listen.
Yeah. All schools, public and private, will be allowed to open, and students will be free to return to school campuses and engage in face-to-face instruction for the 2021-2022 academic year. This decision has been made because we recognize that there are some students who will benefit from being in the classroom environment, and we are laser focused on our student success. We must also keep our children safe. Therefore, these schools are mandated to abide by the well-established protocols successfully implemented in the previous academic year. And we will take measures to ensure that these measures are adhered to, because we cannot afford to take chances with our students' or teachers' health. We ask for the cooperation and diligence of all relevant individuals to ensure that those within our schools are protected.
Well, Dr. Willie also said that the new school year will begin in just under 2 weeks in conjunction with the annual Teachers Professional Day.
The academic school year will begin on Monday, the 23rd of August, with virtual professional day for all educators in the territory. Educating all in changing times, every learner succeeds, will be the theme for this school year. Our theme is a continuation of the one from last year, but expanded to further emphasize our intention to ensure that every learner will have success in their academic pursuits. Once again, we intend to ensure that every learner in this territory gets the appropriate pedagogy for them to be successful. At this professional day, I will share the policy direction for the school year. All educators are expected to be in attendance. Summer Institute sessions will be held from Tuesday the 24th of August to Friday the 27th of August.
Well, the Education Minister further said that the week of August 30th will include staff meetings, student orientation, and kindergarten readiness assessments for incoming kindergarten students in all primary schools, and this will take place from August 30th to September 3rd. We also said that the new and transfer students will have orientation from September 2nd and returning students on September 3rd. Well, the official start day for classes in all public and private schools will be Monday, September 6th. And all primary schools are expected to return to a full school day of face-to-face instruction from 8:40 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. daily.
All right, viewers, I know much welcome the news for lots of parents, especially as persons have to head back to work as well. As we move on, the long-standing East End Long Look sewage issue may soon come to an end with the recommencement of the project. Now, just some 9 months ago, the government of the Virgin Islands had announced that the project, once started, will be resolved within a year to the tune of some $6,142,500. The recent recommencement was revealed by Premier and Minister for Finance, Honorable Andrew Foy, via a Facebook post that stated, and I quote, "Thanks to the Ministry of Finance and the Minister of Works, Honorable Kai Reimer and his ministry, after years of delays, your government today has restarted the long overdue East End Long Look sewage project on Tortola, BVI," end of quote. Now, viewers, the representative for the 7th District, Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Wheatley, expressed his excitement for the recommencement while noting that this has been a sore issue for many decades. He also spoke to BVI electricity, building resilience within the district in the event of natural disasters. Listen in.
I was highly pleased to see the recommencement of the Eastern Long Look sewage project. As we all know, this project was put on the side for a very long time. The previous administration took the money allocated for this project and they put it into the Pear Pack, leaving the Eastern Long Look community swimming in sewage. And now it is the time to have this project completed, because the people of Eastern Long Look and their health are a huge priority for this administration. And we look forward to this project moving forward towards completion. We also have a good aspect of the project that has just commenced, where electricity will be burying their cables, which will provide greater resilience to our electricity infrastructure. So, in the case of a storm where poles are knocked down and things of that nature, we will still have power. So, this is progress for the people of the Eastern Long Look 7th and 8th District communities.
Now, viewers, based on what we've seen over the years, residents have long complained about a chronic sewage issue that spans across the territory. Now, earlier last year, Chief Environmental Officer Mr. Lionel Michael had shared concerns noting, and I quote, "In a given week, we get about 4 to 5 reports of various complaints. The odor that comes from the inadequately treated sewage in the communities is discomforting for people, but there are no reported cases of waterborne or foodborne diseases as a result of this. But yes, this is a major threat," he said. Now, under the last administration, just about $8 million was allocated to fix the Eastern Long Look sewage project. However, the funds were eventually transferred to the Cruisepear project, bringing the sewage resolve to a halt. The project has been politically terminated several times through successive governments. Before entering to public office, CEO of Caribbean Basin Enterprises, Mr. Carvin Malone, secured a contract for the Eastern Long Look project under the VIP administration at the time, but that contract was terminated in 2006 under the NDP government. NDP subsequently contracted Global Water for the treatment of the sewage project on September 19, 2006. However, when VIP regained governance, the contract was not executed. Instead, Bywater was contracted and eventually built the sewage treatment plant that is now located in Parakeeta Bay. Viewers, based on what we know, Global Water then sued the government of the Virgin Islands for breach of contract to the tune of some $30 million and subsequently won that case.
Well, viewers, still ahead, Elmer Stout High School will be the only school utilizing shift system in the 2021 to 2022 academic school year, with their full construction project to be completed in 2022. And the voter registration and transfer deadline is quickly approaching. All this and more when 284 News returns.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals. Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Oh, welcome back, viewers. Well, the Elmer Stout High School will be the only school in the territory that will be utilizing a half-day shift system come September 6th, when teaching in the private and public schools recommences in the BVI. Well, Education Minister Dr. Natalia Whitley made the announcement during a live media briefing on Tuesday as he updated the territory on the reopening of schools. Well, according to the minister, the shift system will be used to ensure all students experience the physical school environment.
All students of the Elmer Stout High School will attend classes utilizing a half-day shift system. Students on the AM shift will begin at 8 a.m. and students on the PM session will begin at 12:30 p.m. The decision to have a shift system is to ensure that all students have an opportunity to experience the school environment. My daughter, who was just promoted from 7th grade, never met her classmates and never spent a day on campus. She did her entire 7th grade online. This shift will allow her and all other students to have some time on campus. All other secondary schools in the territory, besides Elmo Stout High School, will have a full day of classes.
While the Education Minister also revealed positive developments for the completion of the Elmore Stout High School, with plans to have the entire project completed by early 2022.
For Elmo Stout High School, there is good news. All the furniture procured through the Caribbean Development Bank $65 million loan have been completed and is expected to arrive prior to the beginning of school. This will allow more students to be accommodated in our classrooms. There's more good news. The Premier and Minister of Finance has agreed to finance the construction of additional school buildings on the Elmore Stout High School campus to accommodate our senior school students presently housed at Passer Estate and our growing population of junior school students. The Recovery and Development Agency is managing this project, and it is expected to be completed early in 2022.
Meanwhile, Dr. Wheatley also updated residents on the dates for commencement of classes at the H. Laverty Stout Community College, which he said will begin from August 25th.
In regard to tertiary education, classes begin at HLSCC on August the 25th, with new student orientation and registration taking place on August the 10th and 11th. Returning students may register between August the 16th and 23rd. August 31st is the last day to add classes. All courses which do not require face-to-face delivery will be offered online in the first instance for a period of 4 to 6 weeks, subject to review at the midpoint. All courses requiring face-to-face delivery will be offered, but with restrictions on the numbers per session and the possible increase of sessions to accommodate additional demand. Academic support services will be delivered mainly virtually, with on-campus access strictly by appointment only.
Well, the minister said that persons with inquiries can contact HLSCC at 494-4994 for more information.
All right, viewers, as we move on, the Office of the Supervisor of Elections has announced that voter registration is ongoing and that eligible persons must register by September 6th to be included on the 2021 preliminary voters list. Now, a person must be a belonger, 18 years of age or older, and domiciled in the Virgin Islands to be qualified to register. Documents to be presented when registering are your birth certificate, the Virgin Islands passport or belongers card. A naturalization certificate can also be used, provided the certificate is dated before June 15, 2007. Now, viewers, Section 17(1) of the Elections Amendment Act, number 14 of 2011, states, and I quote, "A registered voter who is ordinarily resident in the territory and who moves his place of residence from within one local electoral district or polling division to another may have his name transferred to the list of voters for the local electoral district or polling division to which he has moved. If he applies on Form number 8 and establishes to the satisfaction of the Supervisor of Elections proof of residence within the local electoral district or polling division to which he or she has moved," end of quote. Now, various persons are now being advised that if they moved from their place of residence and wish to transfer, they are now encouraged to apply for that transfer. Now, documents to support a transfer can be in the form of a cable, water, or electricity, or even a phone bill, rent receipt, lease agreement, or notarized document stating the new address. Registration and transfer forms are also available at the Office of the Supervisor of Elections, that is their Rotong Post Office location, the district offices on Anegada and Virgin Gorda, and the government office on Yas Van Dyke. Additionally, these forms are accessible online via the government's website, that is www.bvi.gov.vg/departments/. office-supervisor-elections under the Services tab. Appointments for in-person services can also be made by contacting the Public Service Customer Service Care Center via telephone number 468-3701, or you can book online again via the government website. For more information, again, you can contact the Office of the Supervisor of Elections at 284-468-4380 or 284-468-3701 between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Again, the office is located at the Kirkies building, that is number 216 Upper Main Street, Rotown, Tortola.
Well, viewers, up next, the BVI experiencing spike in criminal cases involving persons with mental illness, with approximately 15 reports over the past 3 weeks. And Guyanese must now receive permission to enter the country, plus they must now be vaccinated. All this and more after a word from our sponsors.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works. Brilliant Hands and Minds Tutoring Services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, the territory has experienced a spike in criminal incidents involving persons with mental illness, with a total of 15 reported cases over the last 3 weeks. This is according to a July 10th media release from the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, which also urged family members of mentally ill patients or those showing signs of mental illness to seek the attention at the first indication of unusual behavior. What the release said, and I quote, "Police attended 15 incidents in the last 3 weeks where either family members and neighbors were seriously injured, threatened, or had to be rescued from a mental health patient. Household items were also destroyed. Most of the patients had to be taken by police to the behavioral ward at the People's Hospital. Among the 15 incidents recorded, 2 separate incidents involved persons coming to the Rotown Police Station. Both were incoherent, and one was carrying an imitation firearm." Well, Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police Jacqueline Vanterpool noted the need for family members to get assistance ahead of any crisis, especially when an appointment with a mental health practitioner is missed. Well, she said, and I quote, "Stress levels in the territory are high with the onset of the recent COVID-19 outbreak. But this can lead to more conflict with those suffering with chronic mental illness. It is important that caregivers are sensitive and responsive to these signs ahead of the crisis and get the necessary help," end quote. For family members needing assistance or an initial mental health assessment can contact the Mental Health Unit at 852-7675 or the Psychosocial Hotline at 541-2383. Well, Jovan, this is very concerning news, considering that, the territory is going through some very difficult times, back-to-back difficult times, I would say, following the 2017 hurricanes and storms, and now, obviously, during the process of recovery, now, faced with a double whammy of COVID-19.
Definitely. I think it really also speaks to the fragility of our mental well-being at this time. And you see persons like experts like Dr. Mike Turnbull, Dr. June Samuels, and so many others really coming to the forefront to have that taboo conversation. I refer to it as taboo because we still deal with it as such. Unfortunately, it's time. I think it's time that we do away with it, but unfortunately, we find ourselves suffering silently. And of course, for persons in that particular position, they're encouraged to reach out for assistance. And like the police is saying, if you recognize something, report it at the earliest basis. Now, as we look across the region, foreign-based Guyanese who have not received at least one shot of the coronavirus COVID-19 vaccine must now apply to the country's national COVID-19 task force for an exemption to return home. This was confirmed by Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony in yesterday's COVID-19 update, as he sought to clarify confusion in the populace about the entry and exit requirements for Guyanese and visitors. Let's watch.
So the gazetted orders that was put out by the Civil Aviation Authority clearly states that for someone coming back to Guyana, they have to get a negative PCR. And in addition to a negative PCR, they would be required to have been vaccinated. Vaccination in this instance means at least having one dose of your vaccine. And this applies to all travelers coming back to Guyana. The exemptions, however, there are some exemptions. So if you're below the ages of 18, you're not required to have a vaccination, because in Guyana we are not administering vaccines as yet to persons below the ages of 80. So we have not made that a requirement. Another exemption would be for women who are pregnant, must show proof of their pregnancy, and then we can exempt them, because there are some women who during their pregnancy did not want to take the vaccine, and that's purely their choice. And once the obstetrician would have exempted them, they can present proof that they're pregnant, and they would not be required to have the vaccination requirement. So that's those are the two exemptions. There might be other citizens who, for one reason or the other, who have traveled abroad, and because these requirements are now in place, have been out there, and they're now required to travel back. They might not have their vaccine. In those circumstances, they can apply to the task force ahead of time, and each case would be dealt with on a case-by-case basis.
That was the Health Minister, Dr. Frank Anthony from Guyana. Now, gazetted changes to the civil aviation health safety measures for airports and aircrafts during a public health pandemic amendment number 2 regulations 2021 last weekend made it mandatory that all persons coming to the country must have at least one shot of an approved vaccine. The approved vaccines are the Sinopharm, the Sputnik V, Moderna, Oxford, AstraZeneca, and Johnson & Johnson vaccines. Travelers who would have taken the Cuban-manufactured Abdullah vaccine or India's Covaxin must now inform the government prior to arrival, and they will be considered on a case-by-case basis. Pregnant women and children, like the minister said, under 18, will be allowed to enter Guyana with a negative PCR test. Airlines are not allowing persons to travel unless they would have met the requirements to entry, since the company will now have to pay a fine. Proof of vaccination is currently required for persons to enter places of entertainment and some government offices without an appointment. The government has also mandated people employed in sectors such as the public service, entertainment, banking, and medical fields to be vaccinated. Now, viewers, just over 271,122 people, or just about 55.7% of adults in Guyana, have received at least their first dose of the shot. Over 144,965 people, or about 29.8% of adults are fully vaccinated. Heavy headlines coming from across the region. Just a few days ago, we know the nurses were locked out, unvaccinated nurses, that is, from their place of work. So as things continue to heat up, we'll bring you those details.
Indeed, Javon, and that is very concerning news coming out of Guyana, considering what we would have experienced in the region over the last couple of days in Antigua, Barbados, and St. Lucia. Well, viewers, that's all we have for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kamal Haynes.
And my name is Javon Wilson. Goodbye.